as we are getting ready for the new year, I was wondering which book takeaway would be more apt during this time. And my preference went to my all-time favorite book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, which emphasizes on how we can create good habits and stop bad habits. This book theme is towards the 4 sequence of activities to perform or achieve a particular habit, which is more towards a cue, craving, response, and reward. Apart from this, the book also gives some great tips like the impact of starting any good habit with 2 minutes and many more, which would help us to achieve greater success in life. Having said so, the most important takeaways that I have received from this book and which I am able to implement and gain a lot are: penalizing with an instant cost to an unhealthy habit. Most of us live in the mix of having good and bad habits, and we also know that it's very easy to break good habits but very difficult to stop bad habits. While it's always good to have self-discipline to stop bad habits, at times there is a need for an external influence. And one of the things which I found very helpful to avoid unhealthy behavior or habit is to add instant punishment. I tried this in my life and have been using to replace some of the bad habits. Like every day I used to have tea first thing in the morning, even before brushing teeth. Even after realizing the dirty act of intaking without brushing teeth and being unhealthy to drink tea first thing after waking up, I was not able to control or change it. That's when this idea helped. During one of the family dinner time, I made a strong statement to my family that if any one of you see me drinking tea first thing in the morning from tomorrow, I will take you all out for a dinner. You won't believe. I had to take them only once, but I stopped that unhealthy habit from them. Similarly, if you want to stop any of your bad habits, be it smoking, regular social media addiction, etc., announce an instant punishment that you will have to bear among your known people, and you will realize that those bad habits will vanish from your list. The second takeaway that I have received from this book is about having or following a habit tracker clubbed with rewards. Whenever we are building new habits, a visual measure gives a clear evidence of the progress and acts as a motivator, and one of the most simplest tools is habit tracker. Instead of checking how this works on myself and whether it would be really beneficial, I attempted this method with my children. I told both of my kids to create a tracker for a new habit that I wanted them to start, and I told them to do a tick in that tracker immediately after they do. I also put a reward stating that if they follow the habit at least for 5 days in a week, they would get ₹50 into their piggy bank, and if they follow for all 7 days of the week, then it's a special reward of ₹100. I encouraged, motivate them to use tracker and ensure them to give these monetary rewards week on week if they follow the habits. During initial weeks, both of them managed to get ₹50 most of the time and ₹100 once. But later I realized they didn't fulfill the basic criteria and even missed achieving ₹50. And the only reason they missed achieving their reward was not following habit tracker, as immediately when they restarted the habit tracker, they started getting the benefits. This cemented my thought that while reward can be a great trigger to initiate a particular habit, a habit tracker is a great motivation to retain it for a longer time. The third and the important takeaway that I have received from this book is about the downside of having a good habit. This topic may sound a little debatable, but the author has conveyed the crux of the message very strongly. Many a times we build good habits, but those good habits continue to become a habit without even realizing if there is any improvement or an evaluation required for betterment. For example, when I started the habit of reading books, I was reading a book for at least half an hour regularly. This topic gave me the push to analyze if my good habit of reading book is relevant or if it would require improvement. In my case, earlier I failed to realize that I was just reading and not taking any benefit out of it than gaining knowledge. This topic made me critically evaluate on my reading habits and helped me to go to the next level of not only gaining knowledge but taking actions. Similarly, in a lot of other areas which I felt were my good habits, like waking up at 5 a.m., this topic helped me to analyze that while waking up at 5 a.m. is good, but am I taking care of 7 hours of minimum sleep? Or we all go to respective religious places, but are we going just as part of a habit, or we really go with the purpose of achieving the larger objective of worshipping God and being a help to the community that we are associated with. So these were the 3 takeaways which I received from this impactful book on habit building, as well as stopping some of the bad habits. Just to quickly summarize, while we need to reward when we are building good habits, punish by putting an instant penalty when you want to stop a bad or an unhealthy habit. Whenever you are starting a new habit, have a habit tracker clubbed with rewards, as that would help not only initiate a habit but also to retain. It's always better to have good habits, but equally important to analyze at regular intervals whether we are following the habit with the intention of why we started it and if there is any improvement required for betterment. Thank you for watching this video. Wishing you all a very fruitful, enriching habits in the days and years to come. Thank you.